I'm on mute. Hi guys, hi, good evening everyone. Very good evening to one and all those who are in the chat. I was just chatting with you all right in the chat right now. But yes, welcome back and very sorry just to like keep you waiting, guys. We were not testing at all. It was some like there was some technical glitch or issue. The video was not like we were not able to make it live, so that's where the time went actually. So there was no testing at all. Then okay, we don't want to keep you wait while we test such thing. So very good evening, one and all. Like good evening, Ajay, Abhi, and all others. Guru Sharan, Prince, Akash, Priyanka, Shruti, Sagar, Vijay, Devang. Okay, right. I'm just randomly picking up some name, guys. Okay, do not get mad if I miss out your name. Okay, right. I'm just scrolling down up. I'm just taking up some random names. Dheeraj, Ayush, from the chat. Okay, hi. And if I have missed out any name, please do like pardon. So I'm also like greeting you. Good evening. And this is Python 0 to Hero Day 7. This is the last day, guys. We are here to learn something more. We have learned a lot of things till this point of time, but yes, we will not stop here. Let's take it ahead. Let's add some like few more thing to this, and let's make it okay. Now I would like to share my screen, the good old Google collab we will see. And later, guys, also we will see one more tool. Like I'll also code today in VS Code. So I'll again share my screen later. Okay, right? So whoever there, please in the backend, please do keep a eye on this, because later I would like to like change my screen share. So I'll need help of you regarding that. But for the time being, I would share the same good old Google Colab, guys. So this is what we need to do. This is where we would actually work. So very soon you are going to see the screen. Okay, just give me a moment. Yeah, at least I hope I'm properly audible to you, everyone. Okay, can we have this picture in picture out layout, please? I'm really obsessed with that layout, actually, to be very honest. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. So yeah, where we stopped yesterday, guys, we actually had discussed about class. We had a method, and we created multiple object there, right? And we called this method through different object. Fine. Let's now learn something more today. So now I have a class, right? Okay. Let's say a class demo or something, whatever you take, guys. Now, yes, definitely I have that show function or maybe some other display function or whatever method. But now today I want to discuss a special method, guys. A special method I want to discuss. And what is that special method? That is nothing but init. Okay. Or init. I'm not very sure what you call exactly init or init, but that's something which I want to discuss today. So let's define that. Def underscore underscore double underscore init double underscore, right? Okay, you mention here self inside it, as we have discussed already why this self is required, because it will take automatically the object would be passed as an argument, so we need self here, right? Okay, guys, please do confirm once that my voice is properly audible to all of you. Just once, please. Audible, Yajat? Okay, great, thanks. So this is a special method, guys, in it, and the way to define it is you have to use double underscore. Remember this, okay? This is the syntax actually. You have to use double underscore. This is not single underscore, guys. Okay, it is double underscore. If I see, I give a space between. See, this is double underscore actually. You would should not give any space between them. Double underscore in it again, double underscore. Then you say, let's say print. You say okay. This is init method, or initialize, you can say, method. Fine, then I have that good old method called show, so it also takes self as an argument, and then you print that uh, it's show time, Let's say, okay, it's show time. Fine. So now I have this class definition where I have this two method. One is show, and one I have this special method called init. And inside init, what I'm doing, I'm just printing this is init method, and inside show, I am printing its show time. So whenever show method would be invoked, both are methods, right? Whenever I show method would be invoked, it will print its show time. Whenever the init method would be invoked, it will print this is init method, right? What is the thing I want to do now is I would just create an object. Okay, I'll create object for this class, and literally I don't want to do anything else. Okay, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to call any of this method. Let me just execute it. Let's see what happens. Okay, if you see clearly, guys, I didn't get output at show time because I have not called show. Then why I'm getting here this is init method? I didn't call init. Have I called here ob dot init? No, right? Even then it is getting invoked and the statement is getting executed. I'm getting this output, this is init method. So from this, what we understand, guys, we understand that uh, due to this statement ob equal demo, when you create object, it implicitly or automatically invokes or calls the init method. Okay, I should maybe I can put double underscore, yes, invokes the init method. Remember this, guys. Okay, I would also like to put some more point here, that is your init. So can you remember, guys, which method actually used to be invoked implicitly? Okay, which method used to be implicitly invoked whenever you create object? Can you say? Yeah, who can say? Let's see. I think Priyanshu has already answered. Yep. Priyanshu, you are correct. Actually, awesome. Very good. So that is constructor. Yes, this special method init, guys, this is actually constructor. Okay. It actually works as a constructor. Okay. Understood? Init, Neha, it is actually a special method. Okay. Inside class that you can like, it is a special method that you can put inside a class. You can define inside a class. Okay, right? The syntax to define init is anyway, to define a method or function you have to write def keyword, right? And here init is a special method, so you have to write the syntax for it is like double underscore init double underscore. Okay, remember this. And self we have already discussed, because by default this object will be passed whenever you invoke a method. By default the object, normally we call method through object name, right? Through the object, so that object would be passed as an argument by default, implicitly, automatically, that we have already discussed in the last class. So it has to catch that parameter, that argument ob, right? So due to that reason we have mentioned self. But also here we got to know that even if I don't call this init method using that object, it is being invoked and I'm getting this output. So what happened here, guys? This statement, this is creation of object, right? Whenever you create object, that statement will implicitly call your init method. Okay, and this makes sense, guys, if you correlate or map this discussion to your object oriented programming in C++ or maybe Java. Might have heard about constructor. Constructor is that method which actually gets implicitly invoked whenever you create object. So basically, guys, here this init method serves the purpose of constructor, is actually constructor, or you can say this serves the purpose of a constructor. Okay, right? It behaves as a constructor. Understood, guys? This part, please let me know. Understood? Now it is clear, Neha? The init and all, and the it serves as the purpose of constructor. Everyone clear, right? Please let me know in the chat. We have a lot more things to do today, guys. I expect please do like respond very quickly so that we can move on ahead very quickly, because I also have to show you a project that where I will connect actually Python to the MySQL database. Okay, great. Thanks all, guys. Thank you for like confirming. You like guys are lovely. So okay, then next, where is the Google collab? Yeah. Okay, now So this is, we understood that okay, this init actually behaves as a constructor. So if it behaves as a constructor, guys, right? So you might know that what are the tasks of constructor? Two things. Constructor creates object, okay, right? And secondly, it initialize the data members, right? Behind the scene it creates object, that is fine, but let's see how it can initialize the object. Initialize the object means initialize the data member. When I say initialize, it means actually assigning with a initial default value to the data members. So guys, till now we haven't actually seen data members, okay, in class. Let's see how you create data member in class. It's very easy. You say self dot a, and you can assign some default value, let's say 0, right? And let's say I have one more data member, that is b. You say 0. So you have created here yeah, you have created here two data members here. You have created two data members, right? So A and B, and you have assigned a default value. You have initialized A and B with 0, right? Okay. Now, guys, see this, where this self would be helpful. Now, if you want to print that value of the data member, then what you have to do is you have to write here print, okay, self dot A, comma self dot B. I'll also add here something called data, right? Hmm, okay. See this, guys. Now, if I call ob dot show, guys, okay, see the output, guys. I'll explain. Okay, I'll explain in detail everything. Do not get worried about it. So as soon as I create object, as soon as create object, this will invoke this init method, right? So when init method is invoked, what it will do? It will print this statement. This is init method. We got it here. Next, it will actually initialize the data member a with 0, initialize the data member with initialize the data member b with 0. Got it? Done. The init method task is over. Now what you are doing? Now you are calling show method, right? So show method, what it will do when it gets invoked, it will print this statement, it's show time, that is what we are getting here. Then it will print the value of a and b, okay, which is nothing but 0 and 0. It has been assigned. Okay, understood, guys? Everything, right? So this is how you declare, you create data members and assign with some default value, default initial value, or this is how you initialize the data members using constructor. I hope it's clear, guys. Please let me know in the chat. No, it's not like self struct of C. It's, we are talking about OOP, object oriented programming, Vinayak, and there is no object oriented programming concept in C. It is in C++. You can relate this self to this pointer in C++ or this operator in Java. What this means? Okay, if you remember, this means this will always give you a reference to the current object, right? This will give you a reference to the current object. Through that you can access the data members, right? Similarly, guys, self basically gives you reference of the current object through which you can access the data member for the current object, okay. Okay, I'll give you one example, do not worry about it actually. So that would make more sense actually. Like, so I hope everyone is clear up to this, because the next thing which I want to do is yeah, I want to have here one more function, and I'll tell you that, let's say that this is update function, and it has also self, right? Okay, so let's say I will assign a now as 20, and I'll assign b now as 30. Okay, or maybe, see, what I'll do is, okay, let's not play so naive now. We have now some good knowledge of Python functions and all. So what I do, I would pass your argument. Okay, I'll pass your argument self a comma b, right? Or maybe you can also take some different name, guys. That is upon you, but it is fine here. A and B. If you're getting confused, guys, here the data member name is also A. Why the parameter you have taken A and B respectively? I'll say I didn't think much about it, but I just took A and B. But again, there is no issue, guys. There is no error, because whenever you say only A, that means this local variable, this parameter. When you say self dot A, you are actually referring to the data member A. So this is the differentiation point. This self basically it behaves as your this pointer in C++, this operator in Java. Okay, the self basically always refer to the current object, guys. Let's say, okay, when I say ob dot update, for example, if I say ob dot update, and I'll say 15 comma 20, let's say, okay, let me give you a good example actually that would make sense to you. ob1 equal to demo, ob2 equal to again demo. So we have two objects, guys. We have two objects here, ob1 and ob2. I don't want to call show here, right? Okay, so I have here ob1 dot update 15 comma 20, and then ob2 dot update, ob2 dot update, I'll pass, let's say, what to pass, 20 and 30, for example, or maybe I'll pass here 25 and 35, maybe, right? Okay, so see, guys, what happens when you call ob1 dot update. So this ob1 would be passed to this self, right? This 15 would be passed to A, and this 20 would be passed to B. So whenever you say self dot A, it actually means ob1 dot A, and what you are storing in it, you are storing 15 in ob1 dot A. Similarly, when you write self dot B, it actually means now ob1 dot, okay, ob1 dot A equal to A. Actually, it means, right, and here it means ob1 dot B equal to B. This is what we are doing here right now. Okay, when I'm talking about only this statement, guys. Okay, because self, you have passed ob1 to self. Similarly, guys, second time when you pass ob2 to this update method, whenever you say self dot A, that would mean A of ob2 dot A. Self always gives you reference of the current object. Understood, guys? Clear? I think that is like super clear to all of you how this what is this self and how it works. Okay, thank you Somyasri, Vivek. Okay, I hope the same with all other also. Okay, that you are getting my whatever I'm explaining. I hope that is also clear to all of you, like Somya and Vivek. Great. Now, okay, so I'll remove this part because I don't want to like keep a notion here that only it always means ob1 dot A. No, it actually depends on what you have sent here, or what object has called this update method. So self would mean that object always. Okay, and even here, guys, see, if after this, if I call here ob1 dot show, okay, that means anyway it will print its show time, then it will print data self dot A, self dot B. Which object? ob1 dot A, value of A of ob1, value of B of ob1 it will print. Okay, similarly when you say ob2 dot show, this will print ob2 dot A and ob2 dot B. A of ob2 and B of ob2 I'll get here. Okay, that's what I'll get here. This is the benefit of using self, guys. We had not discussed the benefit of self. We had just discussed requirement, why we have to place their this argument of self, but we had not discussed the use case of self. This is where we used, and this is where we understood the, okay, this is what the self is used for. It is very helpful. Okay, guys, understood everyone? So let me let me actually uh, uh, execute this statement, and let's see, guys, the output here. This is init, this is init, of course, because I have created two objects, so two times the init method is invoked. That is why I'm getting this is init, this is init. So initially, guys, A and B of both ob1 and ob2 would be assigned with 0, will be initialized with 0. Finally, when you call this update method, then they would be updated. Okay, A of ob1 would be 15, B of ob1 would be 20, then A of ob2 would be 25, B of ob2 would be 35. That is what you are getting here. See, ob1 dot show is giving 15, 20, and ob2.show is giving you data 25 35. That is all about your how to create data member. What is this init doing here? This is constructor. It is actually anyway in a way it is creating object. It is initializing the object for you, right? We have seen already earlier in the code, right? Now we have discussed already the use case of self. Also we have seen, okay, how can you change the value of data members of each object separately, as we already have discussed, guys. Okay, see, okay, I think we have not discussed that. Whenever I say data member, guys, data member, when I say this a and b, the things, the variables which you have created inside this init, these are called data members. Let me write here, data members, or you can also call them as the variables. Okay, data, I'll just call them as data member. Data, these variables contain data, and these are members of the class. That is why we say we call them as data members, right? Okay, see, every data member, every data member, whenever you create data member, guys, remember this, ob1 will have its own data member a and b, a different copy, separate copy. ob2 will have its own separate copy of a and b. Okay, okay, right? See what I'm saying here. Let's say I'm talking about class and object. I had explained, right, to all of you, class and object. So let's say we are talking about iPhone 15. You have bought iPhone 15. Your friend has bought an iPhone 15, right? Both are object of the same class, that is iPhone 15. Both will have obviously same features, same behavior, right? But one thing that would differ is data, right? You will have different data in your phone, your friend will have different data will in your phone, in his or her phone, right? He or she might have different contact or photos, you may have different contact and photos, right? So data would be different, but behavior would be same. Similarly, guys, you create n number of object of a class, behavior would be same, but data would be different. Data not exactly must be different, but it normally it would be different. Okay, right? That suggests, what we can conclude from this is, every object has its own copy of the data member, separate copy of data member. ob1 will have its own a and b, ob2 will have its own a and b, ob3 will have its own a and b. So if you change a and b of ob2, then it would not affect ob1 and ob2 data. Like if you delete a contact in from your phone, so your friend's contact will, your friends in your friend's phone, nothing would happen, right? It will not affect his or her phone, right? Right, that's the thing here. Each object will have its own data member, separate. You will work on it separately. Is it clear? Am I clear, guys? Please respond. Please respond. So here in this code, what I have done is, I have called update method for ob1 first, right? This 15 would be passed to a, this 20 would be passed to b, right? Okay, so when I say self dot a equal to a, that means ob1 dot a equal to a. What is a? 15. 15 would be assigned to the data member a of ob1 object. Similarly, b would be assigned to b of ob1 object. What is b? 20 you have passed, so 20 would be stored in object 1. That means in object 1 now you have stored a as 15, b as 20. Similarly, guys, when you call ob2 dot update 25 30, when you say ob2 dot 25 35, that means you are actually storing 25 in a of ob1, 35 in b of ob1. That means ob1 has a as 25, b as 35, because they have different data. So obviously yeah, they're different objects, so they will have different data in their respective data members. Clear, right, everyone? Great. Okay, then, great. So this is pretty much like about your init constructor, how to update individually and all. Okay, there are, guys, see, there are a lot of things. Okay, there are a lot of things, but yeah, the time is not sufficient to cover everything here. But okay, one thing I would like to touch here is, see, there you can create, these are called this variable which I created actually. This is non, you can call it as non-static variable. Okay, you can say these are non static variable, okay, or you can say instance or I'll rather say instance or object variable. Okay, why it is called as instance or object variable? Because for every object, for each object or for each instance, uh, different copy of this data member should be created, or you can, in other word, you can say different object will have different separate copy of the data member. That is why they are known as instance object or instance variable or object variable. But you can also have class variable, guys. Okay, you can also have class variable. That is like for the whole class it would be one variable. Different different object will not have different copy of it. There would be just one copy of it, and all the object would share it. Okay, let's say, okay, if I have started talking about it, let me also give you an example. Let's say we are storing not class, obviously class, we are storing data of students, okay, of a particular class. Okay, of a particular class. Let's say we are storing data of students of class 5th. So you will say net, maybe I need in it, I may not need in it is not required, so I'll just go for yeah, I think I should go for init self. So self dot name equal to, by default I'm just storing abc. Okay, right, and self dot roll number is equal to, let's say, by default it is 0 0, for example. Okay, default value, initial value, I'm taking this. Now there would be the same guys, update data self. What it will do, it will store update data self, it will take argument, okay, the like name, and it will take roll number. So you will say, okay, in self dot name, please store the name value, okay, whatever you will receive, and in self dot roll, please store the roll number of the student that you have received as parameter. This is what this update data is doing. It's pretty much same function, guys, whatever I had done in the previous example. And then I, of course, I have a show details function, or let's say show data function, right? Okay, self. So what it will do, we will print here student details, right? Okay, so what you can do, you can say print name, or maybe first you can say, okay, I need first roll number. Here you'll say, okay, self dot roll, right? Okay, then you say, I need then name. So name self dot name, this is what I need. I need to print the data of the student here. I need to print the roll number of the student, I need to print the name of the student. Okay, right, got it. So let's create two objects. Let's say um, I have to store data of 20 student, but I really cannot take, I do not want to create here 20 object to store data of 20 objects. See, each object refers to one student, data of one student, each object, right? Actually, let's say I wanted to store 20 object data, but that will take a lot of time, so I'll just go with two student data. So I have ob1 one object test, and I'll go with ob2 equal to test. So I've created two objects. That means, guys, okay, let's say I don't use ob1 ob2 student one, I'll just say s1 student one, okay, and s2 student two, right? This is what I'm doing here. I'll say s1 dot update data, update, right, update data. You have to pass what first? You have to pass first name, then roll number, right? Again, anyway, guys, you know the concept of your keyword argument, right? We already have discussed. So you can also pass roll number first. Roll number, you will say 101, and say you name, you say, okay, name is, I'll pick someone's name here. Okay, let's say Priyanshu. I'll take the name Priyanshu. Priyanshu. Okay, so this is what I have taken. Roll number is 101, name is Priyanshu, let's say. Update. Then second student update. Let's do it. S2 dot update data, right? Roll equal to uh, 102, and let's say name equal to what name I should take next. Okay, let's say Shubham. Shubham's name, let's take Shubham, right? So that is what I have taken here. Fine. Now what I do is, okay. Now obviously I have to show the data. So s1 dot show, what was the function again? Show data, right? Then s2 dot show data. One more thing, guys, I want to discuss here. Let's say, so you'll also mention the class name, right? Cells dot standard, in which standard they belong to. So let's say by default you are saying, okay, we were storing data of class 5 students, so you'll store here 5. That is fine, not an issue at all. Here I'll say print class, that is self dot standard, right? That's fine. I'll get the output, not an issue. Okay, see, let's execute it. Test is not defined. Oh, my bad. The class name is actually student I had taken, but later on I have used test. So let me change it, guys, to student. Now this should work. Okay, again, student is not defined. Where is that? Why student is not defined? Student is name student is not defined. Name student is not defined. Okay, I got it. These are, yeah, that was actually present inside the class. Okay, indentation. There was mistake in the indentation, guys. That was inside the class. I like removed the indentation part. Now it should work fine. Yeah, see, I'm getting the detail of first student, class 5, roll number 101, name Priyanshu, and then the detail of the second student, that is class 5, roll number 102, name Shubham. Fine, pretty much a great thing we have done. Okay, it is fine already, but what I'm saying here is, see, guys, aren't you doing something wrong here? Okay, what is wrong here? You are saying you are storing data of class 5 student, right? Yet you have okay, fine. So we need to print the class, because later when they get promoted to class 6, you have to change the value of the class 6. So we need a variable. Fine, that is all fine. But why have you created a object variable here, instance variable here? Okay, because what is the problem with object variable here? See, guys, all the student will have the same class value 5, because you are storing the data for all the student of class 5. When they promoted, so obviously they would get they would be like class 6. Okay, though for the like for every one of them, this value would be same. That is what I'm trying to say. For every one of them, value would be same. If for every one of them value would be same, then why we are wasting memory here? Okay, okay, wait a minute, what I'm saying, why we are not wasting memory? Yes, we are wasting memory, because for every object you will create, it will also allocate memory for std separately for each of the object. But now for all the object the value would be same. What is the point of creating it so many times? For every time a new object is created, every time you are storing data of one student, why are you actually allocating memory for std that happens to have the same value for all the student? This is where your class variable comes into picture, guys. Okay, what you do, you take this out here. Okay, you don't put it here, take this out from here. Okay, you say, okay, I should not actually have it as a instance variable, rather I should have this as a class variable. Okay, so you do not have to write self or something. Remember this, guys, this is class variable. What do you mean by class variable? For the entire class, there would be only one copy of it, and all the object guys will access the value of the standard, same value of standard. Remember that for all the object. If even if you have 100 object, all the object will share or will refer to will share the same memory. Okay, will share the same copy of this class variable. And one more thing I would like to say here, whenever you are accessing class variable, you don't have to write self dot standard. Rather, you actually have to write the class name because it is class level variable. It's a class variable. You do not have to make this thing a non-static or instance variable, guys. Okay, for all the student, it will have the same value. When if you want to, like, let's say they all got promoted to class 6, so you just change it here. You just change this variable std, not exactly here, maybe update in the update also you can do. Okay, std equal to 6, you should write student dot std equal to 6. Always remember, access class variable through class name. So you can write student dot std equal to 6, and for all the student, the standard value, the class value would be 6 now. So we are saving memory, we're optimizing it. Okay, right? So let me execute this code, guys, and show you. Still I'm getting the class value as 5. See, for all the object, even if you have one more object, you will get the same thing. Let's say at any point of time I wanted to, okay, let this program be there. What I'll do, I would copy this, right? I'll paste this thing here, same thing. And in update method, at some point of time, let's say I will change the value of standard as 6. Now let me execute this code. Okay. Now see, guys, for all the object you are seeing the class value as 6, but we just change it once, right? But it's a class variable. When you change it, it is changed for everyone. Every object is affected, guys, because every object is actually referring to the same class variable. If you have studied like oops in Java or something, then you might have discussed about non-static variable and static variable. It's the same thing, guys. Okay, it's the same thing. Your non-static variable or object variable or instance variable, your static variable, or you can say is class variable. It's the same thing. Obviously it saves memory, right, Priyanshu? Basically you are not creating data member for every object you create. It is just created once. If you create one more object, that will also share the same std, right? Okay, so now why is not being created every time you create new object? Got it? Okay, so remember this, guys. Your every object will have different separate copy of instance variable, but every object, different object, will not create different copy of your class variable. It is just created once, and that is being shared to all the object. Okay, right? Understood? I hope I'm clear to all of you. I hope I'm clear to all of you this part, guys. I'll stop it here. I'll not move any further with Python oops, guys, because there are a lot of things also. Again, you can also like explore the what is that? Um, the inheritance part and all. But I would like to stop here, guys. Okay, maybe just small. Don't ask me what to go into detail, but I can show you some small code showing you that how inheritance is done. That's it. So print, I'll say here, okay, show, right? Show, or maybe, okay, let's take something, no, not animal. Let's say I'll take vehicle. Okay, vehicle, it accelerates, right? It accelerates. ACCL accelerates. So print, you can say accelerating, right? Now I can have one more class, let's say car. Okay, car. You can say car is child class of vehicle by this way, guys. Okay. I'm not sure whether you know already inheritance or not, but I'm very sorry guys, I'm not able to cover inheritance part. Maybe you might have covered in your C++ or Java or something. Okay, so this is actually how inheritance is done actually. Okay, car vehicle, you say car is actually child of vehicle class, and here let's say you have one more function here, let's say break, and it prints basically print breaking, right? Okay, finally you go outside. Okay, you're out of the both the classes. You create object of this car class. So car is the child of vehicle, right? And I think you might already know that child class object, this is single inheritance guys. Okay, car is child of vehicle. So when you create child class object can access members of both child class and parent class. That is something I think you already know it. So I can say ob dot break, b dot break. Also I can say ob dot accelerate. Okay, break is actually a keyword, right? So let's not take a keyword here. Let's take something here. What I say? Okay, I'll take breaking here. I think that would be fine. Okay, now let me execute it. And you see guys, I'm getting output as braking and accelerating. Accelerate is parent class method. I'm still able to call it guys using child class object. Remember, always remember, your child class object can access parent class members. Remember this, and this is an example to show you that simple thing. This is how inheritance is done actually in Python. That's it. Okay, I'll not get into much detail into this because I have to actually I'll have to actually cover in. I have to get into the database part, connection of Python to database. Yes, Vidyalakshmi, exactly. It is same. Like there would be a small difference. See, like in C++, multiple inheritance is possible, right? In Java, multiple inheritance is not possible. It doesn't allow. Again, in Python, it is possible in multiple inheritance. Okay, how does it solve the problem? There is a problem with multiple inheritance, right? You might understand already. I might have studied this already. Those who know inheritance, you might know already. There is some problem with multiple inheritance, and we solve that problem using some other ways. Java directly it doesn't allow. It doesn't allow the like multiple inheritance due to that problem, due to that ambiguity. Again, in Python it is allowed, but how it solves the problem, that again like you have to think. Okay, right? Fine. So you have to check out, just explore it, guys. How it's solved in Python, how that multiple inheritance problem is solved. Java doesn't allow it. C++, how it's solved. And other than that, like concept wise, like more or less everything is similar, guys. Syntax changes more or less. Okay, concept remains the same. Syntax changes, and your like methods, built-in methods and functions are there. You just use it, but you have been doing that in C++ already. Okay, fine. So I'm pretty much done with the class and object thing. I'll not like oops concept. Obviously, we cannot completely finish up the oops concept, but this is something which I wanted to cover in oops. Right now, guys, I would quickly jump to the VS code where I want to actually um, start start the this DBMS. But yep, this is not the thing which I wanted to share right now. I actually sorry guys, just I actually wanted to share something else right now. That is yep, MySQL Workbench. Okay, this is a MySQL, guys. This is a MySQL Workbench, and this is where I'll show you something first, and then I'll show you like how Python is like connected. Yeah, you can use PyCharm. I'm using Visual Studio here. Okay, I'm using Visual Studio here, but yes, you can use PyCharm. That is up to you. Google Colab, it would be difficult because your MySQL is running on my system locally, right? And Google Colab is a kind of a cloud-based thing, so that would be a problem actually to connect. That is why I'm moving on to a local platform where I can code Python locally and run it, so that it would make communication with my local server, this MySQL. See, guys, this actually happens to like look like it's actually okay, it is actually MySQL Workbench. I have installed it. You also may install. So, what is database? Database. This is actually a database management system. MySQL Workbench. This MySQL. It is actually a database management system. It is used for storing and managing and manipulating data, right? And why database is like heavily used? Why it is heavily used? Basically, it is used to organize the data in a tabular manner, in row column manner, and do some manipulation. That's where this database comes into picture, guys. Okay, so first thing first, you would have to create a database of your, okay. By default there will be some databases that is like system databases built in, but you will create your own database, guys. Okay, this is a syntax, how you create your database, own database. I hope it is visible to everyone what has been written there, right? So create database, and I'm creating an I've already listed down this state. Actually, in the morning, I'm not sure whether you have attended or not. In the afternoon morning session, actually, I had to discuss connecting Java to the database, MySQL database. So it happens to like these statements are already there, so it makes my task easy. I can explain this thing to you directly. The same thing. So I would create database using this statement. Anyway, guys, this statement you can look up in Google and check the SQL queries and all. Okay, so this statement I executed, guys. I executed, and the database essential is created. On the left side, if I refresh, see there is an essential database has now come up, right? Okay, you can also like execute this statement, show databases. Okay, remember, guys, click on this one. This will actually execute only this line wherever your cursor is. Okay, if you click on this, it will execute all this thing sequentially, one by one. Do not do that. Okay, show databases, I want to execute this line only. So click on here, on the keep the cursor on the same line and click on this thing, and see it will show you the list of databases actually. Okay, see, these are the databases present. Like all of them are actually, not all of them except this essential which we just created. All of them, the rest of them are built-in databases. Will not mess with the built-in databases. Will work on the database which we have created now. Okay, right? This is something which we'll do now. Now, fine. So we have created databases, guys. I'll not execute this statement, but know this statement will delete the database, drop database essential. That is what it will do. Guys, we started today a bit late. Please allow me some more time. Okay, I'll just take 5 to 10 minutes, like 10 minutes more, and we will be done with it. Okay, when you go to Python code, it's super easy. It's a 3 or 4 lines of code. So do not worry about it. Okay, right? Now, so database is created. So you have to let the DBMS, this MySQL, know that okay, I want to use this essential database. See, when you create database, you cannot directly store data. You will store data in tables, in row column manner, in a tabular format. So first you need to create table inside a database, then you start storing data in the table. So you first let the MySQL know that okay, I want to use this essential. I want to get into this essential database. I want to do my task there. So you write this statement, use essential, click on it, execute. Now you are inside essential database. Whatever you do, now you are doing inside essential database. Okay. There is no table right now because I just have created this database, guys. Okay. So now see this syntax. See, guys, I think you might have already seen SQL queries, but if even if you are not very clear with this SQL queries, guys, you can always Google it out. These are very simple SQL queries for databases. Okay, so create. If you want, I'll also share this piece of this all this statement. Okay, but you should not execute everything. You should understand what you are doing. This statement, this here, this will create a table. Create table. This is a table name you want to give student. You want to create a table called student. with three field, three column. As I said, guys, data would be stored in row column manner. So you are creating three column. One is a roll number, second is name of the student, s name, student name, and mark of the student. Three column. Role is of type integer, name is of type varchar 30. This is nothing else but string actually. Okay, whenever you have to store string, you can either go for char or you can go for varchar, but I would suggest go for varchar because it is better actually. How better, in what terms, you can always google it out. Okay, because again then it would become an sql class, not python class. Mark is of type again integer. So I have created a table called student with three column, role which is integer column, it will store integer value, student name which is string, will store names, strings obviously, varchars, and then I have mark which is again an integer. So please execute this statement, so the table will be created. Now table, you see guys, there is a green tick on the bottom of the screen. If you see, there is a green tick, that means this statement has been successfully executed. Now guys, you can execute this line, show table. It would list down, it will show all the tables that are present inside the essential. We just have created one table student, that is why it is showing me this one table here. If you can see this one table student. Okay, but guys, we have created the table but we haven't stored any data yet. Also guys, one more thing, you can also uh, you can also execute this statement, desc student. This means describe the student table. I'll execute it, I'll show you what exactly it gives. See, basically it will give you information about the table you have created. How many field, how many column, role, s name, mark. What are the type, data type? Role is basically integer, s name is varchar, and mark is again integer. Ignore this part guys, these all rest of the thing ignore. Okay, you would know when you actually get into a dbms class, or maybe if you work on sql thing, then you get into detail. Null value, what is key, primary key, alternate key, right? All those stuff, foreign key and all. So let's not get into those stuff, right? Okay, now let's insert a record, insert data of a student. This is how you insert a record guys. Insert into the table name, values, you pass the values in order guys, roll number, then name, then mark. Okay, because your column are in that way. So execute the statement. Okay, done. See the bottom of the screen, there's a green tick mark. Okay, right? Yeah, I'll provide Ajay, do not worry about it, I'll provide this sql file also, this codes. Okay, then let's also execute this line to insert one more record to the table. So now I have inserted two record in the table guys. How to confirm? We need to check, we need to see whether the data has been installed or not, has been inserted to the table or not. How can we see? Just print all the data of the student table. This is the statement guys which will print all the data of the student table. Select star from student. Star means everything. Okay, select star, select everything from student. This is a select query. Basically it will print, it will show you, display all the data of the student table. Let's execute this line and see guys, as you can see here, I'm getting this data. Okay, 101 Varun 87, that is what we inserted first. Then 102 Arun 92, that is what we inserted in the next line. So yes, we have successfully inserted two records here in the table. Okay guys, uh okay, there are some I would explain this line, drop table student guys. Drop table student, I think you can understand. I had explained, right? Drop database essential, that would delete that essential database. Similarly, if you write drop table student, it will delete this student table. That's simple, right? What is this? This is basically update. If you want to update something, okay, let me explain you very quickly. I want to actually change Varun's mark as 87. Maybe Varun had applied for rechecking and he's getting actually two more mark. It should be 89. So update is the thing which would be required here. So update student table, update student, set mark equal to 89, where you will set the 18 mark as 89, where student name is Varun. I need to set Varun's mark as 89. So update student, set mark equal to 89 where student name is Varun. Guys, one more thing, this will not execute right away. It would see, as you can see on the bottom of the screen, it is actually giving me a red cross. Okay, it says you are using safe update mode. I'm not very sure whether you are able to see this right now, but it is giving me, I'm just reading out the error. It is giving me, you are using safe update mode and you try to update a table without something something, I'm not very sure where that uses a key column to something something, right? Okay, so what we have to do, we have to disable the safe update. Okay, this line, guys, set sql safe updates equal to 0. This will turn off the safe update mode, execute it, right? Then you, if you execute this update statement, it would work. It would work, guys. Okay, how can you confirm that Varun's mark has been updated? Please display the content of the table. See, guys, Varun mark is now 89. Yes, Varun mark is 89. We have got it. Understood, right? But again, guys, I just want it back to 87. So I'll just execute it again, right? And again, I'll see whether the mark is 87. Yes, the mark is 87 of Varun here. Mark of Varun is 87 here. We got it. Fine. So we are done with our update task, right? Whenever you are done with the update task, please turn on the SQL safe update back. Okay, please turn it on back. So execute it. Now your safe update is again on now, right? This is something they have added for security, guys. So let's not mess with the security. Let's also keep it back how it was. So this is more or less a very quick overview of the SQL queries, guys. Okay, I would also send these queries to you over like in a file or something. But what exactly I wanted to show you, the thing which you are waiting for so long, is connecting Python, right? Connecting Python to the database. It will take only 5 minutes, guys. Okay, do not worry that we have not started yet. Just be patient for 5 minutes, for 5 more minutes, and we'll be done like this. First thing, what we have to do. Okay, I already have. Okay, first let me show you guys what I'm doing here, right? Okay, I think I have to change the font size. Font size. Give me a moment. Font. I want to change it to 14. Yes. Okay. I think now it is visible to everyone. That was very small. Now I think it is perfectly fine. Yeah. So I've written a statement, print hello Visual Studio. That's it. How would I run this file? See, guys, I'm now working locally. Okay. So you can consider that this is a editor, text editor. I have opened a file. I have written this code and I've saved the file with this name pdbc.py. Why pdbc? Python database connection or connectivity. So always you open a text file. Okay, open a file, whatever program you write, save in .py format. That is a Python file. And how would we run that file? It's simple, guys. Write Python. Obviously you should be inside the folder where the file is required, like present, sorry. Okay, you have to go to the location where that file is present. Then you just write here Python. Okay, the file name pdbc.py. Hit enter and see, guys, it would if you are not able to see the output, I'm getting here hello Visual Studio. This is how you run a Python file locally. Okay, we are habituated with this Google Colab or Jupyter Notebook. We just enter shift enter. But this is something you should also know how to run, how to write a Python in a, let's say, notepad. Okay, or maybe WordPad or something, and I'll save that file as .py format. And how would I run it? In the command prompt. This is command prompt actually, guys. In the command prompt, just reach to the location where that file is located and write this statement Python, that file name. It would execute that file. Okay, I hope that makes sense, how to run Python programs locally, guys. And yes, the big thing coming up very soon. First thing is, guys, I have already installed, but you need to install something. Pi by writing the statement in your command prompt in your terminal. You have to write pip install mysql connector. Okay, everyone, please type this statement in your command prompt and install pip install mysql connector. You would need this connector in to connect Python to database. This is connector. Okay, this will connect your Python to the mysql database. So please use this please run this command once in your command prompt. Okay, right? Arpit, no, will not get here. Arpit, here if you don't use print in locally in a file, then you will not get output. That was interactive thing, your Jupyter notebook and all. Even if you don't write print, when you hit enter, or it gives you whatever value it would return, that would show directly, show up as an output. But here you will not get it. Okay, guys, understood? Everyone, please install this MySQL connector. Then you write import MySQL dot connector, mysql dot connector, right? Then let's say db equal to, okay, I'll just give a name, guys, alias as sql connection, let's say. So I'm importing this mysql dot connector as sql dot sql con, you know already, right? Okay, what is this alias? I have given alias to this mysql connector, and I'll say sql connection dot connect. Okay, connect. Okay, first thing is host you have to mention. Host is, guys, local host, because the server, the MySQL is running on my system, right? Then next is user. What is the username? Okay, okay, let me show you that thing. How to know user, guys. I would take you back to the workbench actually once for the last time, because I want to show you that how would you know what is the username actually. Okay, can you please allow the screen? Okay, just a moment, guys. Yeah, whoever is there, can you please allow the screen share? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, guys, see, go to the home of this workbench. See this, okay? Local host. See, local host, because it is running in my system. You can also write 127.0.0.1. That is also IP address for local host, right? You can say that 3306, which you are seeing, that is the port number in which this is running. And root is the username. Okay, root is the username, guys. Okay, root is a username. Fine, that's what I wanted to show you. So that is where some you would get to know the username, uh, the IP address where it is running, and also the port number where it is running. Now, coming back to our thing, so user that we have seen is, yeah, please again, can you please allow the screen share? So guys, user that we came to know is root. Okay, root. Okay, user that we have seen is root. Yeah, is it visible screen? The screen. Okay, can we have the screen on, please? On the screen, please. The shared screen, please. Can we have the shared screen on the screen so that everyone can see? Yeah, yeah, Saga, just give me a moment. Okay. Yeah, whoever is there in the backend, can you please allow the screen share? Yep, thank you. Thank you a lot. Yeah, guys. So user is root. That is what I have seen. And then we have to mention the password. So what is the password here? What is the password here? This is PSSWD equal to, what is the password, guys? Password is something when you install MySQL Workbench, you will set it. I have actually given the password as system. I have given password as system. Then finally, guys, you have to mention the database name. Database equal to, what was the database name? If you remember, essentials I have created, right? Okay, fine. So this will create connection to the database. This will create the connection to the database. Now the next thing what we have to do is we have to actually create a statement or cursor, guys. Okay, I have to create a cursor. Maybe you can say cur or st. If I map this to Java, then I say it would be the statement part, create statement. What is cursor, guys? What is cursor? What is cursor? Cursor is basically the carrier of the statements, the command from Python, the carrier which will take command from Python to the SQL, MySQL database. Okay, so you say here db dot cursor. Okay, right? This is what you have to do here for once. Then fine. Now it's time we execute the SQL queries. How would we do it? You write cur dot execute whatever. Let's say I just want to see all the data from the table. Select star from student. And one more thing, guys, I have to like I need to enclose it within quote, single quote or double quote doesn't matter, but you have to enclose in the quote. So guys, it will this the it would actually retrieve all the data from the student table, and the data would be stored in this cursor. So what you can do, you can just iterate over this cursor and print print all the data here one by one. Okay, and finally after this, guys, what you can do is you can close that cursor. So cur dot close. This is what you can do. Got it, guys? Understood? Save it, right? And then run this code. Python pdbc.py. There is some problem. Invalid syntax. Oh, my bad. This is not comment in Python, right? My bad, my bad. A hash symbol. Yeah. Now this is fine. Now let's execute Python pdbc.py. There are a lot of errors. What error? Unknown database essentials. Okay, there is a spelling mistake, guys. Okay, there is a spelling mistake actually in essentials, guys. Yeah, essentials. Okay, I hope you have seen where the mistake was. I have actually given a wrong name to the this database name. That is why it showed me error. But anyway, now it is fine. So what I'll do, I'll again execute the file Python. Oh, I haven't saved the file. My bad. I haven't saved the file. Let me save the file. Let me save the file. Then again run this. Now it should not give me the error. Yes, see guys, I'm getting the data. 101 Varun 87, 102 Arun 92. So from Python, I'm able to communicate to the MySQL database. This is how you connect Python to MySQL database. So we have just executed, guys, a select query, but you can go for all other query. Like you want to create database, if you want to create a table, if you want to fetch the data, like here the thing you have seen, right? Okay, if I talk about that update statement, guys, update statement. So if you want to update, you can also do that. Okay, not an issue, you can execute the update. Like here, let's say you want to update cur dot execute. What was the statement? Execute update. Let me just copy it from the SQL like terminal. Yep. Okay, so update student set mark equal to, let's say I want to update it to 89, where name is Varun. Okay, where name is Varun. This is what I want to update, right? Okay. Now this is also something you can do. Update also it can be done, right? If you want to check it out, see guys, see for confirmation, I've also after that I'm also printing the content of student table. So you can actually run the program and see, guys. Wait a second, I didn't get it right because I haven't saved it. My bad. So silly of me. Yeah. See now, guys, you are getting 101 Varun 89 and 102 Arun 92. So Varun's mark has been updated to 89. But one thing, guys, just uh, keep a note that in your database, if you go to the MySQL Workbench now and if you select the data, if you print all data, it would still show you 87, the mark of Varun. Okay, it won't show this 89. The reason behind this is whatever changes you have done, you have not committed it. So to come, in order to commit, you have to write this statement. Now your program is complete. Okay, if you are doing some changes to the database, If you want to do local changes, if you don't want to hurt, or if you don't want to affect the original database, then you don't write commit. But if you want to commit the changes, if you want to rewrite, change the data, actual data in the database, then you have to mention commit, guys. Now your original database will also get updated with the mark 89 of Varun. This is all, guys. This is all about connecting Python to the database. And yes, we are done with our 7 days of Python 0 to hero course. We started from very like basic stuff, okay, like print statement, okay, literally, and stopping at connecting Python to a database. So this is a very good project, not very big project, but yes, it's a very good project. And I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you learned how to connect Python to database, MySQL database, okay. Similarly, guys, you can connect to Oracle database, other databases. So you will have to like install different connector for them, different syntax to connect and all, right? Okay. So do not worry about it. So okay, that's the thing, guys. We are pretty much done with our Python 0 to hero course, and I hope everyone enjoyed it. I enjoyed a lot this 7 days. I hope the same with you all. Okay, right? So can we call this a day? Can we wrap up, guys? Can we all disperse? Yeah, Sagar, same thing. You write cur.execute, insert that insert statement. Remember in the MySQL workbench I had shown you insert into, right, table name, values. You can write the same statement here, SQL statement. Whatever SQL statement you will put inside the execute, that would execute that query and that would make changes to the database. Okay. Remember to commit. If you are making changes to the database, remember to use this commit. That's it. Okay, right? Great then. Okay, fine. Thank you all. Like guys, thank you for bearing me for so long. I have taken some extra time, but again, we started today late, so that's why like some extra time I had to take. But yes, thank you very much. Thank you for bearing me for so long, for 7 days long, and you people are amazing. You are there from starting to the end. So guys, I always say to everyone, I'll also say this: it is not very important how many of them are in the beginning. It always matters who remains till the end. You are there till the end. You are amazing. Your motivation is amazing. Your commitment is amazing, guys. Do not leave this motivation, commitment, and excitement, okay, not only on learning. I think you apply this in all other aspects of your life, right? That is again very important. Staying committed, that is very important. So thank you. You have been amazing audience, guys. So thanks all. I'll call it a day. I'll wrap it up, guys, now. Bye bye, take care, good night, keep learning, keep rocking, guys. Also, guys, yep, last thing, one last thing, guys. Everyone, you can check you can check out the PGP courses, guys. They're amazing, guys. You can check it out. Okay, 6 months long PGP courses. You start from very scratch level, you go to very advanced level concept. Okay, 6 months, they will you'll be an expert, guys. On the top of it, you get placement training, guys. Get placement training, data structure algorithm, system design, right? System design, you get it. Then you get your placement, the non-technical side, interview preparation, resume building, that you get. And also, guys, you do for a 15 plus project, one client side project. And guys, if you submit all the assignment, also get a job. Okay, let's upgrade will get you a placement, a recruitment. You'll get placement, guys, if you are joining PGP course. So please do fill up the form which Varuna is now sharing in the chat, guys. lec.to/pgp. Please fill it up. Get a call from the team member. Know all the details and feature. Then you decide. I always say, make informed decision. Whenever you do decision hastily in a haste, that actually is very wrong. Get information, then you decide. No one is forcing you. It's up to you, right? Okay. So that's the thing, guys. It's great being there with you all for the 7 days. You can also like get connected over LinkedIn if you want. So that's it, guys. Thank you everyone. Good night, take care, bye bye.